Hello, everybody. Thank you for being with me. It's time for tarot reading, although we're going to start with an oracle deck reading. Okay, I just checked to make sure the camera was recording. Abundance. Oh, yes. I'm very happy that you're getting abundance, of course. This one. Community. Huh. I'm getting the feeling that if you ever did feel like you didn't have enough in your life, if you were ever living in that state of lack, it's probably because you saw yourself as an individual. Whereas the truth is, you are part of a much larger ecosystem, and that there are people, beings, willing, very willing to help you. And for some reason, I'm feeling that this is not just people, that's why I said beings. I'm also talking about your spirit team. Like, I don't know if you believe in like angels and spirit guides and stuff like that. But if you're watching a tarot reading, I have a feeling you're open to the idea that there are stuff beyond the physical, right? Stuff beyond what you see. And the thing is, like, I'm Filipino. I mentioned that, I think, in the last video that I posted. So many people from my country and also from my general region, right? Southeast Asia. They have this belief about ghosts. I mean, that's not just limited to our region, right? That's like all over the world. But I think what's interesting about Filipinos is that a lot of them are scared of ghosts, which I never really understood, because I was like, who do you think is haunting you? A lot of people would say, oh, it's my dead father or my dead grandfather or something like that. So why are you afraid of them? You know them, they're your family members. Why are you afraid? I really don't get it, right? So in recent, I would say, weeks, I'm kind of getting a lot of messages about my ancestors helping me on my journey, and I really do feel it. Like, I have a little cheering section, so uh, your beliefs really do shape your reality, right? So if you think that there are spirits around you, right, if you believe that, then maybe you're right, and some of them have some bad intention, but there are also those with good intentions too. You know what I mean? And if you believe that it's an ancestor that's like visiting you or talking to you or communicating with you, not necessarily in your waking world, but maybe when you're sleeping, like maybe you dreamt of somebody who already passed away, then believe that they have good intentions for wanting to speak with you and communicate with you. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get some cards. Huh. Judgment in reverse. I feel right away that this is about abundance again and community and all that. It's like, if it were upright, it would say you're getting exactly what you deserve, right? And again, that's kind of an interesting thing to say, because in the past, when I wasn't doing tarot readings online, like if I read somebody in person, if I said those words, right, you're getting what you deserve, they get scared too. And they're like, oh my God, like, why are you assuming you're going to get bad stuff? I mean, I understand. I think that's human nature. We magnify negativity, and it's supposedly related to our survival instincts, right? Like, if you burned your hand in a stove when you were a kid, then your brain stores that information and says, stoves are bad, stoves are bad. Well, yeah, but Stoves also cook our food 99% of the time and nobody gets burned. You know? Right? Or like, if you're a kid and then you go venture out into the beach and maybe your parents weren't watching you really closely for like 2 minutes and a wave washes over you and you're like, oh my God, the water is so scary. The ocean is scary. So scary. Ocean is bad. Yes, but 99.99% of the time, it's pretty fucking awesome. But we tend to focus on the negative. So with regards to your reading, right? Um, you're not getting exactly what you deserve, and you know what that means? Maybe you have fallen short of expectations. Maybe you didn't work as hard as you should have. Maybe there were things that you did or people that you hurt when you shouldn't have. But you can still be blessed. And you can still have people love you. Does that make sense? The truth is that sometimes we feel like we receive things that are unjust in a bad way. You're like, I studied so hard for that test and I still failed. Okay, but were there other times when you basically half-assed it and didn't really study, but you still did pretty well or at least passed? Yes. We don't always get what we deserve, and that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes that is a beautiful thing because that means we have received grace for the things that we didn't do right or the things that we deliberately did wrong. You know what I mean? When we gloried in the misfortune of others, when we said, ha, I knew her life wasn't perfect. Huh. Oh my God, they broke up. I knew it. I knew it. Huh. She has a secret gambling addiction. Oh, I knew she wasn't as nice as she thought herself to be. You know what I mean? Like, there were moments in our lives, and this is normal because we are beings of both light and dark, right? So we're not always just full of love and light. And I feel like in this reading, it's saying, even if you weren't perfect, it's okay. You can still be blessed and receive good things, even if maybe you don't feel like you deserve it because you did some bad stuff or you feel like you didn't work hard enough. There are still people who can love you, even if you feel like you're unlovable because maybe you made mistakes, right? You can still have abundance, even if you didn't do everything perfect, quote unquote perfect. It's a beautiful reading. Oh, more cards. The Lovers in reverse. Okay, well, 2 major arcana cards for you already, so that's something. Okay, no, this is for you too, I think. The Empress in reverse. Yeah, major arcana after major arcana card for you. Okay. This reading really gives me the sense of like reframing the way that you think, right? And you don't have to agree with me. As always, I really believe in free will of choice, right? You can believe whatever you want to believe. And there are also times when we are not yet ready to accept new ideas, and that's okay. Maybe you heard a concept or an idea from my reading or from some other reading or from a person that you spoke with, and you're like, that is so fucking bonkers. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. And then years later, once you're ready, once you've healed enough, you realize, you know what, that kind of makes sense. I think I believe that now. And it's okay to change your mind. It is. Don't feel bad. It's okay because we're all growing, right? We're all evolving. And I'm really happy for everyone who's watching this right now because I feel like if you're open to watching a tarot reading, you are willing to hear uncomfortable stuff about yourself. And I know that's not easy. It's not easy to have somebody, a stranger on the internet, me, tell you about things that maybe you don't feel proud about, or things that you feel are not good about yourself. It takes courage to be willing to listen to that. And so, if you are watching this reading and you're hearing me say this, I know that you are growing as a person. I know it. I'm really proud of you. Okay. We have the Lovers in reverse, and we have the Empress in reverse. So, the Lovers talks about choice. And you felt in some moments in your life where you were in a dead end, that you weren't given a choice, that you were kind of forced to take a certain path. Like, for example, you didn't have the means to continue school. You had to drop out of school. Your parents didn't have enough money. You didn't have any family support to do it. You yourself had no capacity to send yourself to school. So, I'm not sure where everybody is coming from, right? So, depending on where you live, you might have access to different kinds of resources. So, there are countries where school is completely for free, or, school fees are a very small percentage. How do I say this? Yeah, school is really affordable. Like, yes, you're supposed to pay, but the fact is school fees are quite low because it's highly subsidized by the government. You have places like that. Or in the US, where I also lived for a long time and studied too, uh, tuition is really expensive. I mean, you can pay for yourself, right? Some parents will choose to send you to school, or the vast majority of people will take out loans um, to send themselves to school and then pay it off later. The thing is, those student loans are really hard to pay off, like really hard. And then you have places like the Philippines where it's usually paid for by family, right? You have some people, it's a growing, I'm old, okay? So when I was growing up, there weren't a lot of college students who were working students. That was very much in the minority, but I've seen that number grow, and I'm happy about that because they have the opportunity to send themselves to school. That's really important. You know, the opportunity is there. Anyway, with a lover's card, it's saying there were moments when you feel like your hand was forced. You didn't get to have that choice, because if you had a choice, like in our example, your choice was to go back to school, but it wasn't possible. And so you're thinking, what free will? Free will is a scam, because what I wanted to do, I couldn't do. Now I'm going to kind of link that with the Empress card, because the Empress card is someone who is pregnant with possibilities, right? Like, think about a ripe fruit, like bursting with life, bursting again with opportunities, with, it's a tree here, right? Like abundance, and the word in my mind is like explosion, an explosion of possibility. Yeah, like imagine like a flower that's bursting with pollen, and the pollen, can help spread the flowers. Or a seed, no, a fruit that's full of seeds and then drops to the ground, and then the seeds scatter and then produce more bounty, something like that. But in your life, there were moments where you're thinking, other people have all these opportunities, they can do so many things, and I could not. You felt like your hands were always tied. You wanted to do something, but you could not. So, for example, going back to school, like other people can go do whatever they want. They can be a doctor, they can be a lawyer, they can be an architect, they can be an artist. And you're like, I can't do any of those things. Even if I finish school, I have to do something practical. I have to do something that earns me money now, even if I don't like it. Those things are for other people, but not for me. You really lived in that mindset of lack, not just lack in terms of money, but lack in terms of opportunity, lack in terms of the the image in my mind is like a tree that whenever it grows branches, it keeps getting pruned aggressively. You know what I mean? Like every time you try to bud, you get cut. Like you're not allowed to grow. Like your growth is stunted. That's what you feel like. And so the message from the cards is this. You may have felt that you could not do certain things, like certain roads were blocked to you. Like you were hitting a brick wall. Like the path that you wanted was not available to you. And you may have felt like the things that come so easily to other people, those opportunities, you know, like a well-off family that can support them, or just a supportive family in general, you know, whereas you could have faced a lot of judgment and so much pressure from your own family. So the weird thing is the cards are telling you those are not always bad things. Oh no, I can feel it. You're like, what? What? Okay, bear with me here. Okay, because it's a lot. Like I'm feeling that these are thoughts that run deep in you. These are very, and it's not just thoughts actually. It's like these are emotionally charged beliefs, and there's a reason why you've held on to them for so long. Absolutely. But the cards are challenging you to think of them in a different way. So first of all, with the nature of choice, with the Lover's card, even if, for example, you could not do what you really wanted to do, right? Like let's just say you were an athlete and you got into an accident and you could no longer pursue your sport, and you thought you were going to do that. Like maybe you wanted to be a professional athlete, maybe you wanted to go to the Olympics or something like that in that sport. And all of a sudden that was taken away. And you're thinking, that's it, my choices are cut off. There's no free will. There is free will. And the free will is how you're going to accept your new life. Are you going to accept it with joy? Or are you going to fight against it? The other choice too is that even if you accept it, right? Like let's just say, okay, well, I'm not going to play professional basketball anymore. For example, maybe you're not playing professional basketball, but it's either you find something else that you like doing so that you live a fulfilling life, or you live in bitterness over the lost opportunities. So you can accept something and yet still choose how to go about that acceptance. Is this acceptance only on the surface, but with like bitterness inside? Or is it true acceptance with joy and understanding that, you know what, there's a reason why this happened to me and I am happy with my new life? Or maybe it's with gratitude, like, I could have been disabled much worse. There are people who got disabled and can't walk anymore versus I can walk. Maybe I can't do sports at such a high athletic level, but I'm still a basically healthy human being. I can still do most stuff that people do. Like I should be grateful, and I am. And with regards to this, like being pruned aggressively as a trait, right? Having so many different opportunities taken away from you, you have to ask yourself, like, is is there a reason why that happened? And so the thing that's in my mind right now is I've read some, I clicked on some stuff, but I didn't really like read through it. But apparently there are some people who are in nursing school who are kind of like sad because it's going to be harder for them to, this is in the Philippines, by the way. So I saw some posts about like, yeah, young nurses or nursing students thinking, oh no, now we're going to have a hard time going to the US and working there and stuff like that. Oh my god, why is it so unfair? Why can't I do what I want? I just want to go to that country. I just want to work there. Let me tell you, life there is not great. And you're thinking, ah, easy for you to say because you already came from there. I know, and I can only say this because I've lived there. Okay, it's very difficult there right now. Um, I'm glad I was able to visit um, back when life was a little easier there, and I saw people in a generally happier state. But like recently, it's hard out there. Maybe there's a reason that you are not given that opportunity at this time. You know, and instead of focusing on the negative, you can think, well, you know what, I can still spend time with my family and with my parents who are aging, with our dog. You know what I mean? I can still hang out with my friends. And maybe right now, because these things are so available to you, you don't recognize the importance of them. But especially because I am an older person and I have lived far away from my family uh, for a long time, it's it's difficult sometimes. For some people more than others, I would say. Even for me, I'm very happy being by myself a lot of the time, but you know, it catches up to you. It's not as easy as you think. So, drawing more cards. Let's see, let's see. Yeah, this top one was supposed to be drawn, I think. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you are getting good news. Normally it would be the page, right? To be a messenger, but I don't know, that's what I feel. It's regarding the abundance. Like, I think you're going to get confirmation after this reading. Like something to remind you that, you know what, you are lucky. Or that you, not necessarily, this isn't just a reading about appreciate how much you have right now, because I get a lot of those readings. No, this does mean like you are getting something, like in the future. And it's in line with the whole judgment in reverse and abundance in community. It's like you're receiving something that maybe you did not expect because you didn't feel like you deserved it. And I feel like it's coming soon, and that's because of the Knight. The Hierophant. We've been getting this. Okay, Eight of Wands again. So it is fast. It is coming soon. Whatever it is, the news that you're supposed to receive, whatever abundance it is coming soon. Eight of Wands. And then we're getting the Hierophant. And I think almost all my readings from a few days ago had the Hierophant card on it. So the Hierophant is talking about spiritual connection, right, with God. I don't know why I had to say that, because I think for some people, when they think about spiritual connection, they're like, oh, with my soulmate, with my twin flame. Yes, but like the bigger connection is God. You know what I mean? I think twin flames are meant to teach you something, right? You're drawn to each other because you're meant to meet each other and then teach each other something. I don't think necessarily it's like true love like in a Disney movie. uh, no, dear, because if you had a perfectly happy romance, right? Like the end of a Disney movie where the characters kiss and then they live somewhere happily ever after. You're not gonna learn anything. And again, with twin flames, you're meant to learn something. So it's gonna be like a turbulent relationship or something like that. So if you've been praying for a twin flame, just letting you know, uh, you may be signing up for a rough ride. It's not like a it's not like a placid ride, down like a slow moving stream. No, this is like white rafter, white rapid, whatever. Anyway, you know that one. Like when you're going down the river so fast and then the water is like frothy and white. White River Rapids? What? I don't know. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Yeah, the Hierophant card for me is telling you to try to see the spiritual meaning behind the stuff that happened in your life. That's what it is. Like, and I feel like the elephants here are significant. There's this like saying that elephants never forget. And the reason behind I think that saying is because somebody figured out that elephants know the elephant graveyard. Like elephants themselves know where elephants go to die and where their bones are. It's like they like some people believe that animals don't have long-term memory, right? They believe that animals just it's like the analogy that's in my head is like if you're playing a game and then you stop it and then you reboot and it's like it's wiped clean. Some people believe that animals have memories like that, right? That nothing sticks. But then again, these same people are the ones who believe that children don't have memories or feelings. Or it wasn't too long ago that people believed babies couldn't feel pain. Like, what? How can you believe that? But whatever. In this context with the Hierophant, it's about that memory, long memories. It's it's challenging to look, like I said, look back on those key moments in your life, those memories, even from far back, and then think about it. Like, was it really bad that you weren't able to do the thing that you wanted? Was there actually something good about it? Like, did it actually turn out to be better for you? Maybe you are lamenting and grieving about all the stuff you didn't get. But imagine if you did get it. Like, you know how sometimes you maybe dated somebody or they courted you, and they seemed like such a good match for you, or you were really impressed with them, but then things didn't work out, right? And then years later, you're like, thank God I didn't end up with that person. That person turned out to be a really bad person, right? But you didn't know. Or like, this is a friend of mine, long, long time ago. So there was this guy that was courting her, and the guys were always interested in her, and she was very picky. But she wasn't going to start officially dating this guy until she knew more. But she was, I guess this would be considered in the talking stage. I guess that's how young people would call it these days. They were in the talking stage. And it's good. It didn't progress any further because guess what? A month later, and we found out that another classmate of ours was pregnant. and the guy was the father, which means that at the time he was in the talking stage with my friend, he was already impregnating our other classmate. He's a fucking two-timer. Anyway, and who knows who else he was in the talking stage with. So she's like, thank God I did not end up dating him, because he wasn't officially dating the girl that he ended up having a kid with. They weren't officially dating. And so when my friend was talking to him, she knew that he was single, and he was officially single. But even if he was officially single, he was still doing some stuff. And so there you go. Just think about it. Like, are all the losses, are all the dead ends, are all the choices you were directed away from, was it all bad? Did it sometimes serve your greater good? You know what I mean? And I feel like saying this because, yes, although you are going to get abundance now, because I feel it, that's what the reading is saying, right? And you're going to get it soon. There is a reminder that money isn't everything. Maybe what was given to you before, like I said, was like a chance to stay at home for a little bit longer, a chance to get to know your parents as an adult, because it is very different to talk to your parents when you're older rather than when you were young, right? You get to see things from their perspective. It is different to have that kind of close-knit family and to have like a set of friends that grew up with you, and to get to see them grow and start their families and stuff like that. Those experiences are priceless. And maybe that's what was given to you before, whereas you wanted money, but you were given the gift of something else instead. So think about your experiences in the context of the spiritual rather than the physical. Ooh, we're mixing decks today. Look, I have another deck. Telephones. I don't think that's for you. I don't know why I feel like saying this, but like my doggy before, so I had a doggy who lived a very long life and was with me, oh yeah, since I was a child, and passed away, an old man. He used to visit me in my dreams, even like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years after he died. I would still have dreams of him. And in my dreams, I'm not aware that he's dead. And so we would like spend a perfect day together. We would have fun and we would run around. And it's only after waking up that I realized, oh, he's been dead for so long. Why did I have such a dream like that? And to me, it really feels like he visited me. I don't know if you've had experiences like that. Not necessarily with your doggy, right? But like with anybody that you knew that has passed away. So yeah, the beings that love us, the people that love us, don't just include the ones who are living. They also include the ones who have passed away. Oops. Two of Wands in reverse. It is talking about that journey, like this one, the path that was close to you, or the opportunity that was not given. You wanted to go on a trip somewhere. That's what I feel like. You wanted to work somewhere. You wanted to go somewhere. Like you wanted, let's say, okay, you trained to work somewhere. You wanted to work in Singapore or in Japan or something like that, the US, the UK, and you weren't able to go. But yeah, this whole reading is saying, look, that didn't happen for you, but there was a reason why, right? I think it's confirmation of all the stuff that we've been talking about so far. Let's see what else. Strength card in reverse. This is not necessarily the strength card for me. If you see that there's death here. Death with the sky Scythe, the Grim Reaper. It's confirmation of this. There is something that would have happened to you if you had continued on that path. You were basically saved from what was supposed to happen if you had stuck on your plan. You know what I mean? That was a course correct. I've heard it called that way, and I really like it. Right? Like you were on the path to somewhere, you were driving somewhere, and then GPS tells you, you know what, you can't continue on this path. There's an accident, there's a roadblock, there's a landslide, whatever it is. You have to take a different path now. This path is now close to you, and it's for your own good. And that's what I feel here. Ace of Cups. Prepare to receive blessings. Confirmation of the abundance. Something is coming now. And this is really important for you because you felt like you were denied so many good things, so many things that you wanted. And now you're actually going to get something good. And like we said, it's coming soon. Let's draw an oracle deck to wrap things up. I'm not used to running out of space to shuffle cards. A time for healing. The abundance that's coming is going to heal your ideas of abundance. Is that weird or what? It's like saying, once you finally receive the Ace of Cups, once you finally receive whatever it is that you wanted to, or like let's say you get that money, or the career you didn't really want, right? The one that you're currently on, which is not your first pick, it's not your first choice, but now you're starting to succeed in this career. Once you get that kind of success or money, doing whatever it is that you're doing right now, it's going to heal you. Because it's finally going to let you know what? Things are okay. The way things turned out, it's not what I thought. But it's okay. I'm going to let myself enjoy my path now. Instead of living in the past and thinking about all the stuff that I didn't get, all the things that were denied to me, I'm going to allow myself to relax now. I'm going to allow myself to enjoy my current life as it is right now. And it is also going to heal your ideas of abundance because I'm just going to drink something real quick. Yeah, it's going to heal those ideas of yourself thinking that, you know what, I can never catch a break. I'm such an unlucky person. Everything goes wrong for me. But once things go right for you, then you have to change your ideas. You have to let go. You're finally going to heal. You're going to say, you know what, I'm not an unlucky person. Yeah, things do turn out well for me sometimes. It's okay that things kind of did detours because in the end, everything's okay. Yeah, time for healing. You're doing okay, and you're even going to be blessed some more. Abundance, Eight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, and don't forget, okay? There are people supporting you, and it's not just the people that you see. I believe that. Like, there's... You want confirmation of that? Sure, why not? The Five of Cups in reverse. It is talking about heartbreak, but it's in reverse, and so I feel like the heartbreak is in the past. But I was thinking about in terms of your ancestors helping you. And this to me feels like if you do have ancestors who are watching out for you, they want you to do well because they did not. They maybe suffered from, poverty, and maybe they also had this kind of thinking of being bitter and resentful, and maybe they don't want that for you. And that's why they're cheering you on, for you to make better choices and to overcome these hurdles better than they did. Ten of Swords. So it's in the past, man. That's what it's saying. You suffered a lot, but it's in the past. Okay. On that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. Thank you for watching this reading. Thank you to God, the universe, my angels, my spirit guides, my ancestors, my higher self, for helping me with this reading. Thank you to you for being here with me and watching this. Thank you to my lovely cards for helping me. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.